Hey everybody, it's Sheryl Crow, and thank you so much for submitting your questions. I can't wait to answer them, and I want to send a great big thank you out to Cody Allen for having me. All right, let's get to the first question, and this one comes in from Chelsea from Appleton, Wisconsin. What song from the new album are you most excited to start playing live? Well, Chelsea, we've been playing actually 4 or 5 songs each night live, and it's been really encouraging because people have reacted wonderfully to them. My favorite song to perform live is either Give It To Me, which is like this big kind of 60s country ballad sounding song, or Waterproof Mascara, which is the first song I wrote for this record. Wrote it with Brad Paisley and Chris Dubois, and it's really a throwback to the Billy Sheryl, kind of Tammy Wynette sounding country, and I love playing it, and I've had a great reaction to that. So thank you, Chelsea. This one comes in from Michael from Oakhurst, New Jersey. You have been involved in so many different projects, from acting to writing. That's a little bit of a stretch when you say acting, but yeah. Acting to writing songs for talk shows. What has been your favorite or most memorable project thus far? That's hard. I've really been so lucky. I've gotten to perform with so many people that I love. I've gotten to do a lot of different things, from playing at the Kennedy Center to playing with the Rolling Stones, during a pay-per-view in Florida for 75,000 people. I've gotten to perform with Willie Nelson on Crossroads. I've actually done the Crossroads concert with Eric Clapton and a lot of other artists, and it's hard to pick a favorite, but I've just recently finished a Broadway musical for the very beloved movie Diner, which came out I think in the 80s, and I wrote the music for the Barry Levinson production, and that will hopefully be up and running next year, and I think so far that's been my favorite project. Connor from Las Vegas. What song do you think your fans connect to the most? Gosh, Connor, that's a hard one. I think people probably remember right where they were when they heard All I Want to Do. So when we play that, people immediately know, they know that song from the intro and sing along. But I actually think that if it makes you happy, they sing the chorus louder than I could ever dream about singing it. So that's probably the biggest one. Allison from Aurora, Colorado. What is the best and worst thing about being on tour? Allison, the best thing, actually, if you were to ask me 10 years ago what the best thing was, I would have said I could sleep late, I could hang out with my friends till, the wee hours on the bus. All that's changed. I have 2 little boys now, and they are 3 and 6, and they've been out on the road with me really for the last 6 years since Wyatt came along. So everything's changed now. The best thing about it is I get to play music every night with people I love, and I get to have a relationship with the audience and all the things that are great about playing music. And then the worst thing about it really is just being tired. We get up in the morning, we find the kid thing to do in that particular town, whether it's a water park or a kids museum or a zoo. We do that. We wear ourselves out, and then I tuck my kids in, and then I go to work. So I'm pretty much beat all the time. But it's still an okay life. I cannot complain. This one comes from Mark, who is from Dallas, Texas. What is your favorite song to perform live? Well, that probably goes... my new favorite song off the new record is probably Give It To Me or Waterproof Mascara. My old... out of my catalog, I'd say my favorite song to perform live is probably My Favorite Mistake. And don't ask me why, I love singing that song. I love the way it feels. It's kind of like a throwback to, the kind of R&B music that I grew up loving. Christine from Pompton Lakes, New Jersey. Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts? I'm embarrassed to think about how much money I've spent at Starbucks. It's grotesque. But yeah, I'm Starbucks all the way. I've been known to have between 3 and 4 venti lattes a week with an extra shot, and sometimes like every day. It's gross. Meg from Tampa, Florida. What is your favorite season and why? Well, Meg, it's funny you should ask. I really love the weather that's happening now. It's getting cool at night. It's cool in the morning. Leaves haven't started to fall. It's kind of in between summer and where all the leaves are gone. So I love this early fall. That's my favorite. Lex from Philadelphia. What is your dream vacation? Oh gosh, my dream vacation, believe it or not, is waking up in my own bed with nothing to do, like for 3-4 days with nothing on my calendar. Not traveling, because we travel so much. It's great to stay home and have a staycation. If I'm traveling, I actually like going down to Florida. I like going down to what they call the Redneck Riviera. Those are my people down there. I've been going to around Panama City, that whole stretch there, since I was like 3 years old. So I have a lot of great memories down there, and I love that area. George from Flagstaff, Arizona. What inspires you to write new songs? Well, George, I have kids now, obviously. It is difficult to be spontaneous with inspiration. Like used to, I could get up in the morning with a cup of coffee and sit down and write. Or stay up late at night, like 10:30 or 11. If I'm not on stage, I am asleep by 9:30. I'm such a big dud. So I kind of have to schedule in inspiration now, and I approach it more probably like a job, which I don't think has actually hurt the quality of my work. Since I've lived in Nashville, I've written with a lot of different writers, which has been a great experience for me, because it's not something I've done a lot of. And I actually think that writing that way, where you actually schedule a work time with the objective of writing a beginning, a middle, and an end, has been really fruitful for me. So I'm approaching it like I would a job, and it's been really good. This record I'm really pleased with. I feel like some of my best writing's on this record, and probably because of that. All right, that's Bella from Jackson, Mississippi. What is your favorite song from 2013 thus far? Wow. Okay. Well, I think one of the best songs I've ever heard is "Mine Would Be You." Actually, a really good friend of mine is a co-writer on that, Jesse Alexander. But it's just an unbelievable song. Blake Shelton cut it, and as songs go, I think it's just a classic song. It's just perfect, and I wish I would have written it. Miriam from Greensboro, North Carolina. We were just over there, Miriam. What is your favorite sport to watch? I love watching tennis. I'm a big tennis geek. Since I was little, we always had tennis on in the house. My grandfather loved it. My dad loved it. And so I've always kept up with it. I love playing it. I like watching baseball, but, around the 5th, 6th inning, unless it's a really exciting game, I'm kind of like, what else is on? So used to love football, but... yeah, I'm pretty much, but I love the Olympics. I'm all about the Olympics. I will sit in bed and totally cry in between the sports when they show the vignettes. I'm that person. Allie from Avondale, Arizona. Do you miss being a teacher? Allie, I have dreams sometimes where I'm teaching school, and I wake up just like in a pool of sweat, like, oh my God, am I going to have to go back to school teaching? Although I loved it, and it was great, and I think that being a school teacher is the most rewarding job there is. I don't want to go back to teaching school. All that to say, I loved being a teacher, but yeah, no, I don't miss it that much. But anyway, hope I haven't hurt anybody's feelings with that one. Maddie from St. Mary's, Pennsylvania. What is your favorite city to visit? I love Chicago. I'm a Midwesterner, and I love, with the exception of the winter months, I just love the feel of Chicago. There's just something for everybody there. I love taking my kids to the museums. You can walk to the beach. There's a zoo, a free zoo right in the middle of the city. I love the shopping. I love the music that comes out of Chicago. That's my favorite city. Love it. I love New York too, but Chicago suits me. Abby from San Jose, California. What is your favorite song to cover? Oh my gosh. I'm going to completely embarrass myself and say we used to play Black Betty. And I played bass on it, and it was just a blast. It's just a ridiculous song. It's total classic rock, but loved playing that song. I loved singing Do Right Woman, a Dan Penn song, several people have recorded it from Aretha to, it's a classic song, and I love playing that song too. Kath from Charleston, South Carolina. How is it performing with Michael Jackson? Kath, you and I need to sit down for like 3 hours, because it's hard to answer that in just like a little summary. But I'll give you just like a taste of what it was like. I didn't own a passport. I landed the audition by crashing it. A month later, I was in front of 75,000 people in Tokyo. I literally had never been out of, I mean, I've been in LA for 6 months, but for the most part, I've been in Missouri my whole life. So everything about that tour was educational for me because I was standing there watching probably the biggest performer that ever lived, and watching him and his divinity every night. Just that thing that made him so stand apart from everybody else, but also being in every country, like 4 months in Australia, 4 months in Japan, 6 months in Europe, just everywhere, all over the United States, South America. It was an amazing experience. But then to work with him was, I mean, it's just brilliant, a brilliant experience, and really loved him. He was definitely special for a reason, and to witness that every night was something I wouldn't trade for anything. Rachel from Marietta, Georgia. What is your favorite movie of all time? Oh gosh, Rachel, I love movies. Probably in my top 5 would be I love Badlands. It's just a Terrence Malick film. I love Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I know I'm a total geek, but I love that movie. Gone with the Wind, classic movie. You know, it seemed like we watched that every Thanksgiving for most of my life. Love Sophie's Choice, just because I think it was just like an amazingly, brilliantly written movie. The acting in it, the story, the history, just amazing movie. What else? Gosh, I could go on and on. There's a movie called Water, which I recommend everybody see. It's subtitled, but it's an amazing movie, and it gives you sort of an insight into the culture of the Middle East. Okay, Heidi from Downingtown, Pennsylvania. A lot of Pennsylvania questions. Do you have any pets? Heidi, you should come visit my house. I'm like Dr. Doolittle over here. We have at any given time, we have 30 animals. Right now we have 11 horses, but we've had up to 17. We have 2 longhorn cows out in the front pasture that are basically lawn art. We've had up to 8 chickens. Right now they're out at our old farm, and we haven't moved them into the city. We're generally, basically like the Beverly Hillbillies over here. Barn cats, 3 dogs, sometimes up to 6 dogs. We've had pet frogs. We're about to get, my son is obsessed with getting a pet snake, and he can have one when he's not living here anymore. But not while I'm here. Carl from Virginia Beach, Virginia. What has been your favorite experience thus far? Oh my God, my favorite experience. Well, bringing my 2 boys home. There's just, I'm like speechless when I talk about it. I was there when my first son was born. Got to cut the umbilical cord. My second son, he came home 24 hours after he was born, and it's just a complete and total game changer. And I'm sure it's the same for anybody who has a child. Naturally, adopting has got to be the same way, where you just are holding this baby and you can't believe the miracle of childbirth. Okay, Shanna from Memphis, Tennessee. My mom is currently battling breast cancer. What advice do you have for her and our family? You're a huge inspiration. Thank you, Shanna. That was a game changer for me, getting diagnosed. I was a super healthy person and had a great outlook on life, and then suddenly I was told I had a life-threatening illness. And the one thing that I would tell you, Shanna, is that when your mom or when anyone that you're close to gets diagnosed, everybody gets diagnosed. Your family's diagnosed. It just changes everything. It changes everyone's perspective. When I was diagnosed, my family, it changed everything with my family. Changed the way we looked at everything, the way we approached our lives. It changed the way my band looked at work. It just is definitely a sobering moment. And the thing that I would tell your mom is that for me, it was important to keep my life as normal as possible, because there is an adrenal factor in there, where those moments in the middle of the night when you realize, oh my gosh, there is something foreign in my body that I have no control over. You find yourself just navigating through life almost out of body. And so I would do things that were just totally normal. Like I would still go out and jog. I would still ride my horse. And I would allow myself to take naps. The other thing is I would just encourage her to kind of observe the lesson that goes along with it. Because for me, the lesson was learning how to say no and learning how to put myself at the top of the list. And I'm sure she's doing everything that her doctors are telling her. And but I always recommend people get a second opinion and, you know, gird yourself with nutrition and, you know, investigate all of your options as far as how to fortify your immune system. And I would just say, you know, just be present every moment and tell people what you need. Shanna, we are thinking about you. I in particular am thinking about you, and we'll pray for you. And I've really enjoyed speaking with you guys today. And I want to thank Cody Allen again for allowing me to talk to you guys and answer your questions. And I appreciate you writing me. All right, take care, and I hope you like the new record.